Hi, everyone. Welcome to Real Stories of Hurting Moms. I'm Cathy Taylor, and I have my friend Tara here tonight. She is in Iowa, and I'm so happy to have you. Thank you so much for being here, Tara.
Oh, thank you, Cathy.
Before we get started and before we hear some of her story, and I want to talk a little bit about Mother's Day. We've talked about this for a couple weeks now. We're in the month of May, so we're heading towards Mother's Day. And so many of you have expressed to me how you dread this day, how it just gets you churned up, and it's just another reminder about how many perfect families there are and how unperfect ours are. And so between the Hallmark commercials and all those kind of things, it's hard. It's a hard day of the year. So a couple things, moms that are watching, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Go ahead and tell me where you are. And also let me know, is this your first time watching? It seems like every week we get a lot of new people watching. And so I love to see where you're from, and I love to see if it's your first time watching. So would you just go ahead and put that in the comments? That would be super, super great. Before I turn this over to Tara for a minute, I want to talk about Mother's Day for a minute. We have some really great things happening on Mother's Day. We've tried to kind of provide some opportunities to give you hope and really to have fun for all of us. So first thing, and I haven't told you about this yet, first thing is I think there's like 13 moms that have sent us videos, like little short videos just of hope, like little stories, things of encouragement. And so beginning at 3 a.m. Pacific time, so that would be 6 a.m. Eastern time on Mother's Day, figure out what time that is where you are. We're going to start playing one every hour. They're like little short, between 3 and 5 minute videos, all from different hurting moms, leaders, people that have been through this, people who are hurting over their kids. And but I think it's going to be really encouraging. I've watched them, and it just really blesses me, and I hope it will you too. So just so you know, on our Facebook page, there will be these special videos going on all day long. Every hour there'll be a new one. Then also, we've been talking about it a lot, and that is our Mother's Day giveaway, and it's free. And we're taking entries right now. There's an entry form. I think there'll be a link to that above the video, above this video tonight. You just click on it. It'll take you to where you can fill out the entry form. It's on the first page, the homepage of our website as well, hurtingmoms.com. We're only going to be taking entries until midnight tomorrow night. So through May 10th, at midnight tomorrow night, we cut it off. So if you haven't entered yet, if you haven't entered for the giveaway, we have lots of, I'm going to draw like 40 names. I mean, there's a lot of gifts, a lot of giveaways. And then that will take place at 4 p.m. Pacific time on Mother's Day, on Sunday, 4 p.m. My time. That's why we always go by Pacific time, right? It's because that's my time. You all have to adjust to that. But at 4 p.m. Pacific time, a couple of things. You must be present to win. So if you put an entry in, be sure to be watching when I go live at 4 o'clock on Sunday. Figure out what time that is where you are. It'll be 7 o'clock Eastern time. And so you're gonna let us know that you're watching. So you need to be present to win. If I call your name and you don't respond, we're gonna move on and give it to somebody else. So must be present to win. One entry per person. So if you're filling out that entry form, just fill it out once, and you will get into the pool. And I'm just really excited. Again, no entries after. We're going to close it at midnight tomorrow night. So you got another little over 24 hours to join. But I think it's going to be really great. There's some great we're giving away. We've got all kinds of hurting mom stuff. We got mugs. We have a canvas bag. We're giving away different book packages. Lots of goodies. Some of it that I don't even know about, but I'm excited about it. So if you have not entered yet, make sure you click on that link and go ahead and enter into that. Laura Mellinger says, hi, Tara.
Oh, hi, Laura.
Crystal Nelson's watching. Hi, Crystal. And Ruth Beatty. You got lots of
those are my girls.
Karen's watching. There's another one, Cathy Hoops from Iowa. You got lots of people watching. So, you're very popular. Anyway, I'm looking at the. She can't see the comments, but I can see them. So I'm excited about that. Anyway, so we'll talk about that some more in a bit. Well, I want to have Tara share with us now. Share a little bit of your story about your take on Mother's Day, all the things that you and I've been talking about. Let's just hear from you because you've got some great things to share.
Oh, thank you, Cathy. Thanks for having me on today. Mother's Day. I'm a mom of 5 kids. Love all of them. I've got a good, strong, happy family. Usually they are a strong, happy family. 5 kids, and I'm here really to tell you about my son, Will. Last year on Mother's Day looked a lot different than this year. I've got 5 kids, like I said, and Will is going to be 19 next month. Here's a little picture of him. See? Oh. Will is sweet, funny, smart, caring. He's a good athlete, and everybody who meets him loves him. He's just a good kid. But about 3 years ago, he started experimenting with smoking pot, popping some pills, any kind of drugs that would give him a high. I guess we can fast forward that we went through misery for the last 2 or 3 years with Will and the decision he was making. That takes us to last year, right at this time at Mother's Day. He pretty much had became addicted to marijuana. He'd been expelled from school. He turned into an angry, violent young man. And he was sneaking out of the house all the time. We had taken his phone away from him and we took his car away from him. So he couldn't get in contact with the people who were giving him drugs. Well, my husband and I set alarms and would check on him throughout the night. And he was gone a lot of the nights, sneaking out the window or whatever to get out and get high. Very, very devastating for us as a family. But that was his main focus. So on April 19th last year, my husband and I, after talking to, the principal, teachers, all of our support group at the time, his psychiatrist and everything, it was time for us to commit him. He was not going to go voluntarily to any kind of a program. So we committed him to an adolescent psych unit. A week later, they had decided to that Will did need inpatient treatment. And so he went 6.5 hours away to go to inpatient treatment. That was the lowest point of my life as a mom. I was very sad, overwhelmed, emotionally drained. I had a hard time getting out of bed and making decisions. I've got 4 other kids that needed me, but I was having a really hard time being there for them because I was so overwhelmed with Will in the last 2 years. His emotions ruled my emotions. If he had a good day, I had a good day, but he didn't have very many good days. So I was very focused on him, and I lost track of, bits and pieces of the rest of my family that brought me so much joy in the past. I couldn't find joy in my heart. So I isolated myself from friends and family because it was the only thing on my mind and I didn't want to talk about it. And it seemed like if I did get caught up with all the scandals, I'm thinking with like my sister and my close friends, the next day it would be something new. And so I was never caught up with all the emotions and all the choices he was making. And it was embarrassing. I was ashamed and mostly emotionally drained. I have to say I went into a pretty bad depression. Had a hard time not just going to bed and sleeping, really. I felt stuck. Really stuck. And so when he went to rehab for the first time, and it seemed like a long, long time, I was able to sleep at night because I knew he was safe and I knew that he was clean and safe, mainly, because I didn't always know that he was safe. And we had gotten to a point where we were really worried about the next phone call that was going to come, because we didn't know if it would be the police or if God forbid something really happened to Will. He was threatening to move out anyway, and he was going to go live with his drug dealer and sleep on the couch. So we were at a really low point. So he was in a safe place. And at that point in time, you would think that things would have gotten a little better, but I was stuck. I was definitely stuck. We were driving 6.5 hours most weekends to go see Will, to get a 2-hour visit with Will. So we used the summer to try to build our relationship with him again, because it was a broken relationship. And 110 days later, he was discharged from rehab, and he was clean and sober and excited about it. And so he was all ready to start fresh. Well, we were still dealing with a lot of pain at our house from the 2 years previous. But when I was we drove 6.5 hours. In July, he was still in rehab, but we were staying in hotels and visiting with him. And on my Facebook page, God sent me a Hurting Moms Mending Hearts group. And I thought, oh. And so I started reading about it a little bit, and I thought, oh, wow, this is really good, and it was telling about other moms that felt the same way I did. I thought, wow, maybe I'm not alone. I started watching the Thursday night live videos like we're on right now. I ordered all the books I could. I read Cathy's book, which was fabulous, in one read. I'm not a good reader, but I sat there and stayed up late one night and finished her whole book without stopping. And so I feel like God sent Cathy into my life. And then that was in July, and I kind of just stayed on Facebook and using that until Will was discharged from his treatment center in August 6th. And I really was reading the books and staying online and everything, but I didn't join an online group until October. I think we were just busy at home getting back to a new normal or whatever, but I finally joined a group, and I just cannot say enough about the women I've met and the program that is set up. Breaking Free is the workbook. And Cathy wrote all of it and did all of it. And it just literally, I feel like it changed my life. Like I said, I felt like I was stuck in a place of fear and depression. And until I started my online group and had my girls, my Hurting Mom girlfriends, I didn't get pulled out of the hole. And God pulled me out of that hole. This Breaking Free book and this 10-week series that you go through when you get online is just amazing. Here's my book. It's kind of like my second Bible in a way. I have been part of 2 groups, and they're 10-week sessions. It walks through chapter by chapter of healing and for hurting moms. And it's God's word, and it's scripture, and it's everything that I was not familiar with in looking up in a Bible what I needed. And it is all there. Plus, I had these beautiful, strong women that had gone through everything I did. And, it was different situations totally. An addict is an addict, no matter what they're addicted to. An estranged parent or estranged children. Oh my goodness, the pain of not knowing where your children are or your grandchildren. It's all just such broken hearts, and we all were feeling so much pain. And I just fell in love with these women, and we prayed, and they're all prayer warriors, and we keep in contact during the days, and we pray for each other. And it's just an amazing program. And on Mother's Day especially, I think about what a painful place I was in last year at this time and what a different place I'm in now. And I am just amazed that God, number one, pulled me out of a hole. But these girls that came into my life, and you, Cathy, have made me feel joy again in my life. I've got an amazing family. I've got 5 great kids. I'm a grandma for the first time, and I found joy in my heart that I haven't experienced in so long because I've been in so much pain. And so I would just recommend to anybody, if you're thinking about doing something for yourself as a mom on Mother's Day, join one of these groups. Get the books, join a group, and you might just meet some of the best friends you'll ever make in your life, because after only 10 weeks, I consider these strong women that I've met some of my best friends, and I know they're lifelong friends. So that's kind of my story in a nutshell.
That's so great. You know, somebody asked, Joan is asking, how is your son today?
On April 19th last year, we committed him, and on April 19th, he celebrated 1 year of being clean. And so that was awesome. He is doing, we definitely have had our ups and downs, and, you know, he had stopped going to meetings and hanging out with some people I wasn't just real fond of. And so we've gone through ups and downs, but I have learned to just trust God, and that God has got a better plan for Will than I ever dreamed of. So if he does make bad choices again, and he's just 19 years old, so there's a pretty good chance that something is probably going to happen. I know that God can change in one miracle what I can't change in a lifetime for my son. And I'm in a totally different place. And for any mom out there that just feels overwhelmed, God is there for you, and God is there for your child. So I am so proud of Will. He has made decisions that I wish he hadn't. He's hanging around with people I wish he probably shouldn't. But I'm supporting him in all of his passions. He is working. He is staying clean, and praise God, every single day I pray that he is going to turn around and find God in his life again.
Yeah. It's so, you know, you talked about relationships that happen with the other women, and as we go through this together in the different kinds of, you know, our situations are different a lot of times. Like, you know, like you said, we have from estranged kids to addict kids to kids who are in prison. I mean, no matter what it is, I've kind of come to the conclusion that the situations vary, but I feel like our pain is the same. The pain that we bear when our kids are doing these things is the same. We all feel the same pain, and that's what draws us close. And honestly, it really is God, because when I wrote this, it isn't like I had some big vision. I did it because for myself. I was in a lot of pain, and I just knew there had to be a way. And so the Lord started showing me things, and then I became passionate about sharing that with other moms that were hurting, because I'm like, oh my gosh, we don't have to feel like this, no matter what it is. And moms that are watching out there, this is not about your kid turning around. I mean, some of them don't turn around, not for a long time. It has to do with us being okay no matter what's going on. And I was thinking, Tara, you were talking about how you watched for a long time on Facebook before you got in a group. I have so many moms tell me that. I have so many moms say, I was on Facebook like for a year, or I watched for months before I finally joined a group. And so I just want to encourage moms that are watching. There's a lot of healing. It feels good to come on here and know that you're not alone, number one, to be able to communicate with each other, to be able to encourage each other, to listen to these other moms and to myself. talking about it, but it's not the same. It's still not as powerful as going through that group where you're actually given real tools to be able to use to be okay no matter what. I mean, a lot of us talk about when the other shoe drops. You know, we might be good for a while, and then the next thing we know, something happens again. But now when you go through the group, you have tools. So not only, like Tara said, do we have like these lifelong sisters, really. It's just a heart thing. It really is. But we also have tools that, and it's not just with our kids, it's tools that help us with anything in life, really. Anything where we're struggling. And so can't say enough about the importance of getting into a breaking free group. And someone asked on there about breaking free. That's the name of it. It's Hurting Moms, Mending Hearts, Breaking Free. So this class the group is called Breaking Free. It's like we're breaking free of the pain. We're breaking free of the depression and sadness and hopeless existence that we feel when our kids are doing this. So,
right. I couldn't believe the way. I mean, it's a miracle, really. Like you said, you had help with God, but chapter by chapter, you're going through the pain and grief. You're going through moving forward, letting go, guilt and shame. You know, you still love your child, but you cannot put your whole life on hold and live in a hole like I was doing.
Yeah.
You have to move forward. You've got a family. You've got so many blessings and gifts that God has given you. And I have found joy in all those things again. And I never want to go back to where I was. It was awful. And I want every mom to sign up right now to get this healing, because it's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is. Joan Ross says she's going on a cruise, but when she gets home, she wants to join a group. That's great. If you go to the website, there's I think maybe 5 groups coming up that are open this month, still a couple more, and then in June. And I think we even have one listed on there for July. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying, Karen says, I have my identity in Christ, not in what my son did. And that's what our goal is in this, right? We come in, I don't know, I'm sure you guys can relate to this. I was so consumed with what my daughter was doing and trying to control her and trying to fix her that I completely kind of put my other kids to the side, my spouse, my everything. Nothing else was as important to me as what she was doing. And it sucked the life out of me. It was, because at the end of the day, ladies, there's nothing we can do. We can't fix them. We can't control them. I was thinking, Tara, how you said you were able to have your son committed. Different states have different rules about that. In the state of California, you cannot force a minor into rehab. They won't. They have to want to go. I understand that, because if they don't want to go for themselves, the chances of them getting clean are not great. But we have a lot of people in California that take their kids to Utah or somewhere else where they can force them in.
Right.
There's just so much. Lynn says, I just joined a group and had my first meeting on Monday, and it was so healing already.
Oh, awesome.
I love that. Ladies, I love when you share these things, because it encourages, there's women watching that haven't, taken that step, or maybe don't even know about the groups. I haven't seen anybody write if it's the first time they're watching. So if it's your first time watching tonight, would you put that in the comments? Just write first time so we can see if we have any brand new moms watching. And if you are, I hope you'll come back. I hope you'll keep coming, because there is something. We always talk about this. It's a community. And you know what? God did not create us to do life alone, in good times or in bad times. He created us, human beings, to be in community. Mm-hmm. And I think that's part of what the healing is in this whole thing, is being in with other moms. It wasn't there a big relief when you got in your group and you could share openly? There's a couple of people, Pat's first time, Laura's first time. Welcome. Mm-hmm. But
it was a big relief for me that I could share with people who understood. It was hard for me because, of course, I'm living in a smaller community. My kids go to a school in a small community, and you just feel like everybody else has got the perfect kids. And here I am, and every single day it's something different. And something was happening at school or with the police or whatever. And I didn't want to share that. I was embarrassed. I was humiliated. I just did not want to share any of that with my family. I think I probably would have felt like I could if it ever stopped. And I could say, oh yeah, we went through a really bad month, but things are great now. Well, it just kept going on and on and on. And I felt like I couldn't keep up with everything. And I'm from a large family. My husband and I both have large families, and we couldn't keep up with telling everybody what was going on. So when we did commit him, it was a surprise for a lot of people because I wasn't able to keep up with all of my family. I only really was honest with a group of close friends, and my sister probably. I totally avoided telling my mother any of it. I didn't want her to be a nervous wreck about it, but then it kept going on and on and on, and situations would happen where they had to find out or they knew. So it was really nice being in a room where people understood, strong, funny, wonderful women who were just going through the same thing I am.
Yeah. It's just, I think I didn't share it with people because there was too much shame involved. I felt like everyone else had perfect kids. And even though I had other kids that were doing well, I was so consumed with the one that I just felt like that was a reflection of me. I felt guilty. I was ashamed. If people start talking about their kids, I would be praying, don't ask me about mine. I just didn't want to go there. I mean, you just don't talk about it. But the thing about that is that there are hurting moms all around us. That's what I have found out. Look at this Facebook page. Look at the number of people that are watching. Look at the comments. There's 104 comments on this video already. And so we feel like we're the only one. And the reason is because we don't talk about it, and neither does any other hurting mom. And so when we get into a group where we have a freedom to talk without being judged, it's like we go, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. And there is a whole boatload of healing in just that. There's just knowing we're not alone. It's amazing.
It's amazing the need for a hurting moms group, because when I did start opening up and talking about it, everybody knows somebody or is related to somebody that has gone through what you've gone through. And of course, I would have nothing but support from my family. I literally was just overwhelmed with emotion. I was too tired to talk about it mostly. So, but
here you are.
I found support and love from everybody I talked to. There's not one person that didn't love and support our family through it. And my kids, oh my goodness, the other four, they had their dealings with Will, and their relationship was not the same for a couple of years, and we're still building and repairing those relationships. But like you said, it affects all the relationships. It sure does.
The good news is that God is bigger than all of it. I mean, there's nothing that's too hard for him. And so I've come now to where I see somebody in one of these situations or someone shares me, and I just look at them and it's like, I know what God can do. I know, and yes, we can't control our kids, but we can have joy and peace, even in the midst of the struggle, because God will give it to us. And that's what's so amazing. So I told you the time was going to go really fast, right? And so it's 6:59 right now, my time. I mean, we're already almost done.
Oh my gosh.
Wind this up. I just want to throw out there again about this giveaway. I'm so excited about it. I mean, honestly, we're coming up with these amazing packages and some really fun things that I think things you guys have never seen before, stuff that we're putting out there for the first time that we've had made and things like that. And so if you haven't signed up yet or entered the giveaway, please, please, please click on the link above. Again, it's on the homepage of our website, .com. So go there and enter You have until midnight tomorrow night, and then we cut it off, and then be watching at 4 o'clock Pacific time. So that's like Central time. I think that's 6 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock on Mother's Day. And I'm going to do a live. I'm going to be like drawing your names out of a bowl or something. And we're going to be able to, show you the gifts, and we'll send them to you. Remember, you have to be watching to receive your gift. You have to be present to win. So I just really excited about that. And also, don't forget, from the time you wake up on Mother's Day on Sunday morning, you can go to our Facebook page, this page you're watching now, and there will be videos every hour all day with wonderful, dear, sweet, hurting moms that are going to share with you some of their hope that they have in the Lord and some of what's happened in their lives. And so, Tara, thank you so much for being here tonight. Wasn't it fun?
It was fun. Thank you, Cathy, for everything. I feel like you've changed my world with all your books and everything.
We will we'll do it again. We'll do it again sometime.
Okay.
So, ladies, sign up for that and sign up for groups. If you're watching tonight and you have not been through a Breaking Free group, even if you're a little nervous about technology, trust me, it's easy. We all are at the beginning, but just go ahead, do it. Just sign up for a group. You will not regret it. Step out of your comfort zone and sign up, and just go ahead, register for one. You'll get the book, and you will be on the road to healing. So thanks for joining us tonight. Love you all. I always say this, and it's true. It's very true. I pray for you every day. I pray for hurting moms every day. It's like the first thing I wake up thinking about, the last thing I think about at night. So you guys hang in there. We're all heading into Mother's Day together, and I hope to see you on Sunday afternoon. Take care. Bye-bye.